So this is what I got from Tracks tonight. Mac and cheese bites with side ranch and side barbecue. And the mac and cheese bites are still good as always. I had some difficulty in getting into the building where Trax is on the ground floor and Harrison Dining Hall is on the first floor. I had plans of going to a Brockway light dinner, but then I saw on the Basque website that this was only for Friday, and today's Sunday. I tried restarting my computer to see if that would fix my issues with logging onto the Iron Rage launcher. The problem is I think now that I'm on the launcher, it's no longer connected to my Congregate account. And that's where I first started playing Iron Rage. I had today's badge of the day on Congregate was for I believe it was the easy badge from the game Epic Coaster. I, of course, had to test out whether the game worked on the Supernova Swift extension. And I knew it would work because when I loaded up Supernova, they gave me a file with the name of the game in the title, rather than Game Shell. If the file says Game Shell, the game won't work. It won't work on Supernova. The thing is, it's been nearly a month since the Adobe end of life. I've been waiting for many days for the medium badge for completing Cubic Escape Birthday. Well, originally I did this by following a walkthrough. But And this is good mac and cheese. I used a snipping tool to take a screenshot of the ending of the screen that appears when you complete the game. The thing is, that was about at least a week ago. In terms of the 99th Dan Hamming, I'm currently looking for blood PNG props in an effort to find a realistic enough blood spatter or pool of blood that will look like it's been coughed up. I got this personal pizza, crispy chicken, Philly steak, bacon, and meatballs. I got it with a ranch base, with cheddar jack cheese, mixed with pepper jack cheese. And I got it with a side of salsa and sour cream. I had to enter my entire Trax order 3 times before it worked. But thankfully, they issued me the refund each time. It failed because I had to move the online order to a later date. A later time, I mean. It's around 9 at night. And I fell asleep. On this bare mattress with this blanket. At around, I would say, from 4-ish to 6-ish in the evening, technically. There are generally cutoff points between afternoon and evening, though that cutoff point obviously isn't universally agreed upon. I did I took part in an arrival COVID pool test, which involved the cotton swab test that you rub along each side of your cheek 10 times without touching your teeth or gum line. You can't brush your teeth within 3 hours prior to taking the test, and you can't eat or drink anything or smoke or vape or chew gum within half an hour of the test. Because if you don't follow these guidelines, you could get a false positive. My dad wasn't aware of this, so he had me brush my teeth around the time I got up, which was around 9:45 in the morning. And I think I did this while having a cup of coffee he made. The reason why my Elvener username is the way it is, I originally started playing this game because GameHag was offering tasks for it. I completed the first 2 tasks and got the rewards for them. But before I completed the 3rd task, which was to get the Tome of Secrets, aka generally the first Ancient Wonder, to level 1, GameHag removed their task for Elvenar. That, and I've used the nickname Tyler WoW in the past. Shortly before I got the order, got the text message that my order was ready, I went on my Bloons Tower Defense 6 app and did the daily challenge, which was on the Skates map, consisted of 45 rounds, and it revolved around towers with fire-based upgrade paths. In fact, I was pretty much restricted to those fire-based upgrade paths, which left little anti-camo, and little, if any, anti-Moab. So I spent quite a bit of that game being concerned that I wouldn't be able to to pop the MOAB that appears at round 40 within a standard game. Soon I'll be able to upgrade my archers. But in the time being, I'm researching this upgrade. Excuse me, I may or may not decide to ultimately place that ancient grounds building down. Though I do admittedly have some concerns regarding culture. I'm at around 13,000, and technically speaking, I need 14,000 to be ensured that I maintain the max culture bonus. I got a new province expansion, and I used it so I could make room to upgrade this dwarven portal. And it ultimately, unexpectedly gave me room for me to place down my third copper foundry. And I now have a pretty decent production of copper, I think. I have about roughly half to 60% of the resources I need to upgrade the dwarven portal, thus increasing my capacity for granite and copper. Though I think a combination of aggressive enough scouting and the cost of activating the previous research technologies has left me with a relative shortage of coins and supplies. I vaguely remember having to use a 10% capacity coin instant in order to be able to, it was either to activate it was either for scouting or most likely to activate that sword acrobat technology research upgrade. Which was the last one. Last technology I researched and activated. How I saw the state of my dorm room when I moved in. And my dad was allowed to come into Eagle Hall to help me move my stuff in, so I used It's what I would call a pallet jack, though that might be the wrong technical term for it. It's similar to what a bellhop might use. To move your luggage to a hotel room. But it's significantly less fancy. And instead of pushing on bars attached to the top of the platform, you either push or pull a platform, a lever attached to one side of the platform to move it around. It made it possible for me to carry all of my stuff to my room on the 3rd floor by pushing it into the elevator, but that pallet jack can be unwieldy at times to move, which can make moving around and getting to the elevators a bit daunting at times. I still manage it though. I wore this wristband on this wrist, and it signified that I completed my arrival COVID pool test. I also, while cleaning my dorm room up a bit, and looking around, I found this flash or thumb drive. I'm hoping that this thumb drive, since it wasn't one of, it was I found it in a plastic bag, along with some old toothpaste and other stuff. I'm hoping that this may be the flash drive that'll contain the first 95 Dan Hammond episodes rather than the first 93. I'm hoping to at some point create a thumb drive that has all the Dan Hammond episodes currently available on YouTube. In general, the arrival COVID pool test only took minutes to ultimately complete, although there were some complications. Again, I initially arrived for it at around 11 in the morning, but I had to be told to wait roughly an hour and a half because I said that I brushed my teeth around 9:45 in the morning. And when I arrived later, after Dad drove all the way back to get my computer case and I think my backpack, because we went from Dad planning on having me stay at his place after the arrival COVID pool test to me staying here. The Super Bowl is currently ongoing today. Though I decided not to watch it live because I wasn't really in the mood for it. I've called Dad a couple times during the game, and he's telling me that Tampa Bay is currently winning over the Kansas City Chiefs. According to, it should be around the fourth quarter right now. And he told me that Tampa Bay was winning over Kansas City Chiefs by a score of, if I'm remembering correctly, 31-9. Going out to pick this order up from Trax, I picked up around 9 p.m., but that I initially tried to place it for a 7:30, order failed. 8, order failed. Placed it for around the 9 p.m. time, roughly. I wore this footwear to pick it up. Which I knew wasn't the best of footwear, so I was cautious while walking. The mask, either a combination of the mask or the cold, caused my glasses to fog up. This, combined with the fencing intended to block off a construction area around the Harrison Dining Hall area, resulted in it being more challenging both to pick up the order, to get there to pick the order up, and to bring it back to Eagle Hall, ultimately. After testing out Epic Coaster, I tested out SAS, the Ninja QE game, SAS Zombie Defense 4, if I'm remembering the title correctly. And it turns out, yes, the Supernova Swift extension will successfully run SAS, although they call it something differently that starts with a Z. Z presumably standing for zombie. Excuse me, but as I can't log into Ninja Kiwi through the Supernova extension, as doing that would require it to run with normal privileges rather than elevated privileges, and that might be a bad idea. It could potentially cause the Flash games to stop working or something to that magnitude. I'm thinking I should either play as a guest on the web version or download the mobile version. That's what I'm currently thinking. Following along with, after I picked up my tracks order, which was numbered 124, I made a quick stop at the Nest for an in-person order for Rockstar Thermo energy drinks with 300 milligrams of caffeine and I think a whole gram of vital amino acids, along with 0 calories and 0 sugar, according to my memory. I didn't stop to learn how much that ultimately cost me, but I do know I should have roughly $440 in dining points, and I think I started off at $475. At the very start of the semester. Although, technically speaking, it hasn't fully started yet. That happens tomorrow, on the first day of classes.